value included at no extra cost. Xfinity Sports and News TV, the live TV you love, with savings you'll love even more. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Savings compares Xfinity Sports and News TV at $70 per month or YouTube TV at $82.99 per month.
Hey.
I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season, because I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Something for every kind of beer drinker. So whether you're firing up the grill, watching a game, or at the golf course, there's a Yuengling that fits the moment. Take a look at the lineup next time you're out. You might just find a new favorite. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, D.G. Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
There's no one way to get the Chicago sports talk you crave from 670 The Score.
You can always listen to The Score on the radio at 670 AM.
What are we doing? We're a radio station.
Take us anywhere you go with the free Odyssey and iHeartRadio apps.
Because your girl over here is a fan.
This is great. Watch Mully and Haw, Rahimi and Harris, and Spiegel and Holmes all day on YouTube and Twitch.
Plus, catch Mully and Haw on CHSN from 7 to 9 a.m.
670 The Score is Chicago's #1 sports station. Listen and watch your way today.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Today's Tito's Handmade Vodka Canine of the game is Chewy, a 5.5-year-old Australian Labradoodle from Highland Park. If the team strikes out 9 players, Tito's will make a $100 donation to Anti-Cruelty Chicago. Cubs Royals at Wrigley Field. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, right-hander Cade Horton threw 5 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball yesterday. So I asked catcher Reese Maguire what he's learned about Horton when the rookie is right.
Yeah, he's locked in from the moment he gets to the ballpark. He's got the game face on. It's his start day. He's just dialed in and going over the game plan. He does his homework, and he's very mature and, just responsible, and does his digging on what he wants to do. And then when it's time to take the ball, we're communicating in the dugout in between innings, and just constantly making our own adjustments or giving each other feedback on what's working and how we're looking. And he's very advanced for how young he is.
He will be the first person to tell you he's so intense, and sometimes he speeds up because of it. Do you notice those things when you're catching?
Yeah, for sure. I think anybody that has watched Cade pitch, when he's rolling, it's a very balanced of locked in and intense, but also like loose. And then there's definitely moments of like, almost too overly intense, too hyper focused. And but that's the beauty, is that he's recognized that, and we all have. And so being able to communicate that, one, but also he's making that adjustment on his own. So, instead of us having to let him know, like, hey, it looks like you're speeding up. Hey, it looks like you're kind of, getting a little antsy, a little quick. You're pitching with like 10, 11 seconds on the clock. You can take another breath or two, and kind of a different approach. And it's fun to watch him mature out there and in these starts, and just keep learning.
It's quite a change from the other three healthy starters that are on the club right now, when you have Matthew Boyd and Shode Minaga and Colin Ray. What's the meeting like with those guys when you're preparing a pitch plan?
Yeah, very similar. They're all doing their homework on, what pitches they have and how that's going to match up with the opposing lineup. But also just recognizing where we can stick to our strengths, even though maybe it doesn't quite blend with the opponent. But just knowing that our stuff's going to play different than some of the other numbers. But same thing as far as communicating in between the innings and the dugout, especially that second time through the order, recognizing, hey, how did we pitch him in the first time? Or, hey, he hasn't seen this pitch yet, so maybe we can go to this at some point. And those just help you get on page, so that when you're out there and you're firing up the pitch comm for pitch number one, like, you're already on board with each other.
When you're trying to learn guys, how long does it take where you feel like you guys are on the same page?
I don't think it takes as long as you would think. As long as you're communicating before the game, before the series, before you catch them, really. I would say, like, to begin with, if I haven't caught somebody or not too comfortable with them, the conversation would be like, hey, I'm going to hit the buttons that I think are, based on what you got. But, you know yourself better than I do at this point. So if you got something in mind, like, feel free to shake it off, and, I'll learn from that as well. And we can communicate in the dugout once again, kind of, hey, what were you thinking on that? But yeah, then you can kind of, get on page a lot quicker that way. And these guys have been awesome with, just a lot of them are like, hey, whatever you call, I trust, and I'll execute it.
Is that true, though?
Yeah, more times than not, for sure. This team and these pitchers, they're executing with the best of them. We're up there in the top in the league with first pitch strikes, and as well as getting punch outs when we need to, or weak contact. So, yeah, they believe in us, and we believe in them.
Good stuff. Reese, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Cubs catcher Reese Maguire. The Cubs strongly encourage use of all public transportation, especially CTA buses and trains when traveling to Wrigley Field. For all games, the Cubs offer a free bike valet service located by the Addison Red Line station. For details, visit cubs.com/transportation. Coming up, the Manager's Show, next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Kyle Tucker. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. That's circasports.com.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC part solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
Five-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped. They got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's Pronto.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
One of the top 10 players in the game. Salvador Perez can hurt you on any single pitch for sure. Maikel Garcia's having a really nice year as well at third base. So. And the wind's blowing in again today, so runs are going to be at a premium again. So we've got to just execute offensively. It's going to be an important day that we execute, or either side's got to execute offensively to score, because you're going to have to hit a home run really at the right trajectory if you want to get it out.
So speaking of that, and then that goes into your lineup. You've made some lineup changes. You get a lefty on the bump today. The lineup you're going with today against the left-hander.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pete's not playing. I think that's probably the big note on the lineup. He banged up his knee a little bit yesterday on one of the slides. I think likely the slide where he got thrown out of third base. So just a little swelling in there today, and just played it safe and not going to be in the lineup today. So Seiya Suzuki's playing center field tonight for the first time during the regular season. And other than that, just the usual customers.
Yeah, we talked earlier today, and Seiya has played some center field in spring. We saw that, and he's able to kind of work around the outfield, when he's DHing. So catch the ball, do the normal stuff, and keep swinging the way you're swinging. Life's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not Pete Crow Armstrong, and I think that we understand that. But we've been fortunate with our health and Pete's health, and guys like Dansby's health, and Nico's health, really since going to Japan. But it's just today's a day with something. You want Pete's injury to last a day. You don't want it to last 2 weeks in terms of like him kind of hobbling around or being affected by this. So. Better to just give him today, let him get treatment, and then hopefully back in there tomorrow.
Last question. You got an opener today. Brazier's on the bump to start the game. Your thoughts on the pitching? I know Brownie's been called up, so how is that going to affect pitching staff?
Yeah, I mean, we've got Ben. We've got flex for length for sure. Some likely will be involved somewhere. But they've got a pretty stable lineup with 4 out of the first 5 hitters right-handed. And going through Witt and likely Salvi Perez. So Ryan Brazier's going to take it first, who's opened a bunch last couple of years in with the Dodgers. And then we'll kind of see where we're at in the lineup and go from there.
We had a great series against Boston, an exciting series. Good luck here against KC.
Thanks, Coom.
That's the manager's show. Craig Counsell. Zach, back to you.
Coom, the baseball board next on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported for well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge payout via virtual prepaid card about 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
As she honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Jamison Bess Belushi performing the national anthem this evening here at Wrigley Field. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk, it's the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs hosting Kansas City. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Nico Horner, who is 5 for 11 over the weekend against Boston. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. You heard Craig Counsell talking about tonight's opener, Ryan Brazier.
guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
What it takes to help a child thrive. You can help solve summer hunger by visiting solvehungertoday.org. Northern Illinois Food Bank. Neighbors empowered.
BC Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. Join Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman, and me for every Cubs game on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
He drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Cruz. It's got a chance. Gone. Home run, Dansby Swanson. High fly ball, deep right field. This ball's got a chance. It is gone for a home run.
And if you live in the Chicago area, also on the free Odyssey app.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer.
This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Laturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Coomer with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's game one of a 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Kansas City Royals. Good evening, everybody, along with former Cub and All-Star.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
Against the Red Sox. Another beautiful night here at the Friendly Confines.
And I would like to say welcome back. I know you took a few days off. Welcome back to the Cubs radio booth.
Thank you. It's always good to be back here with you, Zach, Paulie, and here at Wrigley. This is about as good a place as it gets to come back to work, I'll tell you that.
Huge crowd on hand. No surprise, over 40,000 for every game against the Red Sox. We're ready for baseball. Ryan Brazier working on Jonathan India. Check swing ground ball back to the mound. One pitch, one down. Brazier's pitch to India. A check swing by the former Reds second baseman. Right back to the mound. Easy first out. India, the DH, leading off. Batting second is Bobby Witt Jr., and he steps in now. Bobby Witt is the shortstop. Vinny Pasquantino at first. The cleanup batter is Michael Garcia. Salvador Perez, their venerable catcher, batting fifth. The pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. is inside for a ball. Jack Caglione is their right fielder. Batting seventh and playing second base, Nick Lofton. John Rave in left field and Kyle Isbell in center. The pitch to Witt, taken high and inside for a ball. Cubs will line up this way as the lineups are brought to you by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. Nico Horner leads off at second. Kyle Tucker in right. The 2-0 by Brazier. Bounce toward third slowly and foul. Seiya Suzuki in center field batting third. Carson Kelly catching. He's also the cleanup man. Ian Happ in left field. Dansby Swanson to bat sixth and play shortstop. Michael Bush at first base. The Cubs' designated hitter tonight batting eighth, and that's Justin Turner. And Matt Shaw, the young third baseman, is batting ninth. So there you have the lineups. Just underway, one down, nobody on. The 2-1 to Witt bounced foul. Bobby Witt, Ron, one of the most talented young players. He's a great defensive player at short. He's got power. He can run. He can hit for average. He's a complete ball player.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's one of the top players in our game right now. You know, when you got a shortstop that can run, hit for power, hit for average, I mean, this guy can do it all. Yeah, and he's been around the league a long time. His dad grew up, you know, as a big league pitcher and a very good one for a long time. So, you know, his big league life, he's been around a big league clubhouse for his entire life. And, you know, he is going to be around for a long time. This kid is one of the great players in our game.
Witt slumping a bit of late, 3 for his last 20. The count 3-2. The pitch by Brazier, hit sharply, gloved cleanly by Dansby, moving to his left, throws to first in time. One shortstop takes a base hit away from the other shortstop. Hard hit ball, good play by Swanson. It's out number 2, and the batter is Pasquantino.
Yeah, that ball scalded at Dansby at short. That's one of the harder ground balls you will see hit, period. Dansby made a nice play going to his left. Speed Gun tonight, powered by Xfinity. Get seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Pasquantino takes a strike. Clint Vondrak is the home plate umpire tonight. Lance Barrett working at first. Tom Hanahan at second. Here's a chopped foul back to the screen. 0-2. Alfonso Marquez is the crew chief, and he will make all of the pertinent decisions as the third base umpire tonight. A delightful 75 degrees at Wrigley. Don't you wish you could bottle up all the 75-degree days and just spread them out all over the year?
Just see anyone dates we're here. That's all. That's asking too much.
1-2 on Pasquantino. The next offering, swing and a miss. Ryan Brazier works 1, 2, 3 and does it very quickly. At the end of a half inning, Kansas City nothing. Cubs coming up on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Cade Horton. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Accident, call DNW right now. Slip and fall, call DNW right now. Any accident at all, call DNW Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
Cubs leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Nico Horner gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Left-hander Noah Cameron is starting for the Royals tonight. His record this year, 3-4. Good strong ERA of 2.31. First pitch to Nico Horner is taken high for a ball. Ron, what's the game plan against Noah Cameron?
He's a guy who's got pretty good command. When you look at his strikeout to walk ratio is good. Very good, actually.
The 1-0, there's going to be a strike.
And he has a great mix of pitches. He throws all the pitches, the fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, but he mixes them all up, so no one pitch really dominates his sequence.
Strike 2 called.
He works quick, we see that's for sure. But as a right-handed hitter, you're going to see a lot more pitches in the inner half of the plate against him. If I were facing him today as a right-handed hitter, I would be looking to pull the baseball. I would not try to go the other way.
Nico takes down low. Game time temperature 75, as we said. Sponsored by Four Seasons. 4 Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Your trusted local experts. 4 Seasons. Another great crowd at Wrigley, ready to make some noise. The pitch from Cameron to Nico Horner. Nico swings and misses. Got fooled on a changeup that fell off the outside corner. And that's going to be out number 1. No score. There has not yet been a base runner in the game. And the batter is Kyle Tucker.
A changeup will be the one pitch that will move the other way and move away from the right-handed hitter. Nico kind of committed early, thinking the ball might come in, and it did not.
Tucker hitting .279, hits a high pop fly on the infield, playable for the third baseman Garcia. Over near the third base line, makes the catch. 2 down, no score first inning. Cubs wearing their home white uniforms, white shirts and trousers, blue pinstripes all over, blue hats, blue helmets, blue sleeves and socks, and a variety of shoe colors. The Royals have their powder blue shirts and trousers on. Seiya takes a strike. Royals have two-tone caps, white caps in the forehead area, and then powder blue in the back. Low and inside for a ball. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Royals have white numbers on their backs. Benjamin Moore on the field or the walls of your home. The right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Benjamin Moore. Outside 2-1 to Seiya.
The last fastball up and away to Seiya. And that was just a miss from Cameron. They wanted this ball inside and it ended up and away.
The lefty delivers again. Low and inside, 3-1.
Here's where if you're saying you really look for that heater inside or something hard inside, and you can look to try to send one to the bleachers.
Here comes the 3-1, tapped foul, a little out in front of an off-speed delivery. And it's now 3-2.
This first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Seiya, the team leader, with his 80 runs batted in. He and Pete Crow Armstrong, as Seiya will strike out to end the inning.
So Seiya got hit with a ball, fouled the ball off, was walking around, and then they called him out because he was not engaged to hit Vondrak. I don't get how you can call him out, and he got fouled the ball off himself.
Craig Counsell is arguing that very point, Ron. It surprised me. I happened to look down for a minute.
This is just a terrible call by Vondrak. It's obvious that he fouled the ball off himself. He's jumping around and hopping around. And this just makes no sense whatsoever to me.
We're gonna watch this again. He fouled it off the inside of his left foot, and it obviously caused some pain.
Yeah.
He stood there and then wandered outside of the box. And there are strict time limitations regarding when you have to be in the box and when a pitcher has.
Man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped. They got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's prime time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble.
Industry-leading warranties, so you'll be sure that your deck looks great season after season. See for yourself why TimberTech is everything wood should be. Order free samples at timbertech.com.
Being pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and that was me. But my oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, and high-risk obstetrician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital created the safest chemotherapy plan. So I didn't have to choose between my life and my babies.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, Robin's team collaborated to deliver a healthy baby and mother, performing a C-section, then cancer removal the same day. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Ryan Brazier worked one inning, did very well, retiring the side in order. Ben Brown now starts the second inning. And he is behind in the count 2-0 to Michael Garcia. The next offering just off the outside corner, 3-0. Brown just recalled from the minor leagues within the last 48 hours. He is expected to work several innings in this game as he fires a strike, 3-1. What are the keys for Ben Brown?
Well, I just think being aggressive with his fastball here first and foremost. He's had 2 starts in Iowa, and he's had substantial rest in between this time that he gets sent down.
Fly ball to center. Suzuki going back makes the catch. Seiya slightly misjudged that ball. It was really tattooed. He came in and then had to angle back near the track in dead center, and that's out number 1. No score in the game. Salvador Perez, the batter.
But I think for Brownie, when he is at his best, his fastball, he gets ahead with the fastball, then that makes that knuckle curve so much more effective, because then you really have to be on the fastball and then you chase the curveball. But he's really a 2-pitch guy for the most part.
Perez had homers in back-to-back games over the weekend in Miami. Veteran catcher drives one in the air to deep right, but this is playable for Tucker. Angling over toward the line, making the catch. And that's out number 2. Getting back to the pitch clock violation. Those are always sponsored by Verizon. I'm still a bit puzzled by that, Ron. I don't know if the language barrier was an issue, because Seiya obviously needed a few seconds just to let some of the pain go away in his foot, and maybe he couldn't communicate that properly to Clint Vondrak, I'm guessing.
Well, what I think happened, I would agree, and I think Clint Vondrak just was not paying attention to what was actually happening, and Seiya was out of the box and kind of jumped up and down a couple times because of it. But Vondrak, not paying attention to what happened to the hitter at all, and then just looked up at the clock and called a pitch clock violation, and that's just not being aware of your surroundings for Vondrak, and that's just if he sees that on video, that's just a bad call. It's just not good.
Jack Caglione, the batter, swings and misses. The count 1-2.
If I were hitting in that situation, I'd had a real problem with that call. I really would have. That would not have flown for me, at all.
2 down, nobody on. There has not yet been a base runner in the game. We're in the second inning. Big, tall right-hander Brown brings it. This ball is hit in the air, deep left. Back goes Happ near the track. That ball is going to be in the basket for a home run. A line drive to the opposite field. It just did leave the ballpark, and Kansas City leads 1-0. Caglione was hitting only 146 before that at-bat, but he gives the Royals an early 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, this little knuckle curveball away right on the outside corner. And this ball scalded to straight left over Ian's head. Ian turns to try to go after this ball. It's just a line drive. And as you said, Pat, just lands in the basket for a home run.
Lofton takes a strike. I'm looking at the flags. Right now they are starting to blow toward left. And obviously I think that last ball was aided by the wind. I didn't think it was going to leave the yard, did you?
I thought it was going to bounce into the wall. The ball just kept going. Absolutely. Second inning is brought to you by Seaglass Wines, official partner of the Chicago Cubs. Bring the California coast to you wherever you are.
Down low to Nick Lofton, 1-2. Caglione with his 5th home run. Cubs pitching changes, by the way. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. 1-0 Royals. Lofton swings and misses, and that's going to end the inning. Strikeout for Ben Brown. Home run for Caglione. After an inning and a half, Kansas City 1, Cubs nothing on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi and Harris, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on the Score.
For Cubs for a Cure, a multi-day fundraiser supporting the fight against cancer. Tune in to 670 The Score's 24-hour radiothon starting July 31st and join us at Wrigley Field on August 2nd to help support the cause. Visit Cubs.com/Cubs for a Cure for more information. Pat?
Very good, Zach. Thank you. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Let's see if the Cubs can answer right back after Jack Caglione gave the Royals a 1-0 lead on the solo home run. Kelly swings and misses. We're keeping an eye on those flags. The wind has already shifted. It was blowing straight in earlier. Now it's blowing straight out toward left. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss. You spent the 2001 season in a Cub uniform. Were you always aware of what the wind were doing when you were batting especially?
Every inning, I took the field. As a defensive player, I checked the flags as I went out there. And when I would give the outs to the outfielders, I would check the flag. And on the on-deck circle, every time I'd walk up to home plate, you would check the flags.
That makes sense because it's just a different game when the wind starts to shift. Down low to Carson Kelly, 2-2.
Well, in our weather here in Chicago, if you're from here or you spent a long time here, it can change inning by inning. It's amazing what the weather can be like here this close to the lake.
Kelly waits for the 2-2 from Cameron. And Carson hits a high fly ball. Deep left field. Back is Ray. At the wall. Ball game is tied at 1. Home run for Carson Kelly. He hit it up into the breeze. And those flags now really whipping. This ball game is tied at 1. And if the wind stays the way it is right now, we're going to see several home runs tonight.
Well, that ball starts out in straight left field. It's hit very well. In straight left field, it gets blown towards the left field corner and into the well is where it lands in the bleachers. But it got blown a good 20 feet towards the foul pole. It ends up a point for the Cubs as Kelly hits a long home run.
It's another hefty home run. Sponsored by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Here's a pop fly off the bat of Ian Happ on the infield, playable. The catcher, Perez, dancing underneath it, makes the catch. Perez made sure to go and then face home plate. Interesting, Ron. You got the feeling as he did it that he's done that many hundreds of times in his career.
Yeah, so when the ball goes up around the plate area, it has spin on it, and the ball goes up out towards the field. Then as it gets to the apex, it starts coming back towards the stands and then curls back towards fair territory. So for the catcher, you turn facing home plate if you're in fair territory, looking back at the backstop, and that ball spins back towards you.
Dansby lines a base hit to left. Dansby Swanson, sharp single out of the range of a backhanded diving try by Witt at short. It's a 1-out single, game tied at 1. And the batter is Michael Busch.
We've seen the 2 hits by the Cubs right-handers. Both of them pulled, and we said, beginning of this broadcast, Cameron likes to pitch inside to the righty, so you have to be ready for that ball coming in, whether it be a four-seam fastball, slider, curveball.
Lefty to lefty, Busch will take a strike. Outfield straight away. Whenever we talk about the defensive alignment, that's brought to you by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Now the Kansas City lefty deals way outside and high. 1-1.
RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Cameron entered this game having not given up a run in the last 10 2/3 innings. Busch swings and misses. The count 1-2.
Tell you the other thing about him, it's impressive with the numbers. The batting average is against him. Both lefties and righties. Lefties just barely hitting over 200. Righties under 200, like 195, 196.
Now the 1-2 instead of pickoff throw to first. Swanson back in. Most of the field is in the shadows. Just a few streaks of light way out in deep center, and on the right side of the infield, some light coming through the window panes from the upper deck. But for the most part, it's shaded on the field right now. The pitch low and outside. Perez blocked it skillfully. Swanson saw the ball hit the dirt at first, and he was waiting for the ball to bounce away from Perez, but it never did. Perez kept it right near his body, and Dansby had to hold.
Right, for a guy that's 35 years old, he's caught a lot of games in the major leagues. His feet in that are still very quick at 35 behind the plate.
Busch swings and misses, strike 3, out number 2. Breaking ball got him, and it's up to Justin Turner.
manager challenges and instant replays and all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game as Turner takes outside. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I'll go ahead and start with a nice palindromic number of 40,004. Turner takes an off-speed pitch for a strike, 1-1.
Boy, you must have 40,004. You got a lot of passes today, don't you?
Quite a few, and thanks for asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see any empties looking around here, Ron.
There aren't many. I will say 38,000 on the nose.
Wow. There's a liner down the left field line. Fair ball bouncing off the sidewalk. Swanson will go to third, and he'll be held at third. It's a double for Turner. Quentin Berry was looking for any kind of a bobble by the left fielder, Rave, but Rave gloved it cleanly and got it back in. With 2 outs, you love to send the man as a third base coach, but here, Ron, there was just no chance.
Yeah, this ball is hit, and it's not hit all that hard down the line, just kind of lofted over the infield and lands just inside the foul line. And Rave does a very nice job playing the ball off the wall and lets it kick back to him. And Dansby has to hold it third.
Second and third, 2 down from Matt Shaw. Takes a curveball for a strike. We've reached one of the first significant moments of this ball game. Ball game deadlocked at 1. Cubs at second and third, 2 down. And the 0-1. Shaw takes low and in.
I'm going to go 40,100. And the maestro, Paul Zarang, our engineer, going to go 39,222.
So we're all locked in. We'll find out later on how we
missed
did.
the attendance game, Pat. I really did in those 3 days.
Kind of sorry to hear that, actually. Here is a pitch off the inside corner in the count, 2-1.
Need to find some hobbies, is that what you're saying?
I thought you'd be lounging maybe on the beach down in Tampa.
Yeah, I was.
Shaw hits a high drive to left. If it's fair, it's going to leave the yard. That ball is a 3-run homer. Matt Shaw with a 3-run homer. Cubs lead 4-1.
Now, good game planning by the Cubs hitting coaches. And I watched film earlier, you could tell the hot spots all inside to the righties, to the right-handed hitter. And they have been on time with that fastball and the slider inside. Shaw's on time with this one and just hooks it around the foul pole for a 3-run bomb.
It had plenty of distance, and the only question was fair or foul. Big blow, and the Cubs lead 4-1. All of the scoring on home runs so far. Again, when the wind starts blowing out, this becomes a different ballpark. A hitter's paradise is what it becomes, as Horner takes a breaking ball low and in. For Shaw, his 4th of the year, he has 19 runs batted in. There's a big chop, 1 hopper to Garcia at third, the toss across in time to end the inning. But it's a prosperous second inning rally for the Cubs, in which they score 4 times on 4 hits, including home runs by Kelly and Shaw. And we go to the
about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
Bet365 is now live in Illinois. Download the Bet365 app. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Top of the third here at Wrigley Field. Cubs with a 4-1 lead over the Royals. 74 degrees, a clear sky, and the wind currently blowing out to left. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Huh?
John Rave, R-A-V-E. Left-handed batting left fielder leads it off against Ben Brown. First pitch strike. That's the idea. You get a lead, you throw strikes. 4-1 Cubs. Home runs by Carson Kelly and Matt Shaw. Shaw had the big one, the 3-run blast. Another hefty home run. The official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, strength that's anything but ordinary. Rave hitting 189. He'll take outside 1 and 2. The RBIs, a reminder, those are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Pitch to Rave is low and in. Well, this is a big game now for Ben Brown, Ron. He did not start. He came in after Ryan Brazier worked a very efficient first inning. And a swing and a miss, strikes out John Rave. But he realizes if he pitches well, this is his ball game to win, and every game at this stage is an important ball game for the Chicago Cubs.
Well, it's his ball game to win, and as you said, you know, you're in that period now. You like watching in April the scoreboard, and everybody's watching now, right? I mean, you and I both do that, but it's, you know, you're tied for first place. There's a lot going on. This is a big game now. Every game you toe the rubber for all these young guys, they're big games.
Kyle Isbell, the batter. Isbell takes a strike, 0-2. It's funny as you were saying that, Ron. I was just thinking, Milwaukee is playing in Seattle tonight. They're probably either taking batting practice or they're on the field kind of going through some drills. And you know they're watching the scoreboard. And they just saw the Cubs put 4 runs up on the board. And you can just imagine, you're not furious, but you're certainly not happy either. And you might say rats.
Yeah, or something like that.
Something. Fly ball to right center. It's going to be caught by Tucker. And it's out number 2. But we've been on the West Coast when games in the East or the Central have been taking place. And we've been in pennant races.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a ball player, but I know what that feels like.
Oh, yeah. No, you've gone through it right up here just like you do down there in uniform. It's the same thing. You know, they take the lead 1-0 in the top of the second, and, you know, you're like, nice. And then you see a 4 spot come up for the Cubs, and we'll go with rats.
Sure. Or double rats. Here's a fly ball to right. Tucker's going to make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ben Brown. No runs, no hits, and double rats. We go to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Cubs 4 and the Royals 1. This is the score in the South.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, Diamond Dry everywhere, except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain.
With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one. I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate this year than I ever remember.
Junior line shot. Got a chance. They counted it, though. They did.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Buy on finishingchicago.com.
Kyle Tucker's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Zach, thank you. The great Paul Zarang is our engineer. Always good to work with Paul. With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Wrigley. Zach Zaidman will be along in the 5th inning to work with Ron. Kyle Tucker leads off this bottom of the 3rd against the lefty Noah Cameron. Tucker, Suzuki, and Kelly. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Fastball up and away, ball 1. Right now, the wind not doing a whole lot, actually. Just a little zephyr of a breeze blowing in. Here's the pitch low and outside. It's now 2-0 on Tucker.
Yeah, it has been kind of gusty here at the park. It's, right as the game was starting, it was blowing very hard. Then it picked up. Now it's back to, not blowing all that hard.
Tucker took a big swing. He was thinking long ball. Came up empty, 2-1. Just getting started. A 3-game series. Same 2 teams tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon. Go to Cubs.com for tickets. Here's a fly ball foul twisting out of play down the left field line.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Cubs took 2 out of 3 against
Boston over the weekend. Had their 4-game winning streak come to an end yesterday. Cubs looking for their 60th win against 40 losses. Nice round numbers. Playing in game number 100 on the year. Full count on Kyle Tucker. Kyle popped out to 3rd in the 1st inning. And now the southpaw Cameron into that quiet windup. He brings it, and this ball is hit in the air to deep center. Going back is Isbell with a play near the track, gloves it, and that's going to be out number 1. Cubs lead 4-1, 3rd inning, and the batter Seiya Suzuki.
That ball was pretty well struck the straightaway center. It jumped off his bat. And I'm going to say there are some days that ball would have been a home run in the bleachers straightaway center, but not tonight.
Suzuki struck out his first time. He'll take a strike. Milwaukee has won 10 in a row. They'll play in Seattle. They'll start in about an hour. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Keep in mind that the Cubs and Milwaukee have 8 games remaining against each other, including 3 early next week up in Milwaukee. And then a 5-game series. It was going to be a 4-gamer, but there was a rainout that necessitated a 5th game in August here at Wrigley. I believe that starts on August the 18th.
5-game series against the team you're tied with in first place.
Get your rest.
Hello.
Here comes the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Seiya caught looking. 2 down. Cubs lead by 3, inning number 3. And the batter, Carson Kelly.
I'm going to go on record and say Seiya's not going to be taking Vondrak out to dinner anytime soon. Called him out on a pitch clock violation after Seiya hit a ball off himself and was trying to just recoup. Vondrak was not paying attention at all and called him out. And now 2 of the 4 to 3 pitches were not strikes. That's a tough couple of bats so far for Seiya and Vondrak.
But it would give them something to discuss over dinner.
Oh, yeah, I'd be discussing still.
Down low, and the count 1-1 on Carson Kelly. Kelly's homer, his 13th of the year back in the 2nd inning. That started the Cubs offense. And then Matt Shaw with a big 3-run homer later. Here's a foul off to the right and out of play. We were just reminded so many times over the weekend with Boston here, though, Ron, how much fun this great old ballpark is when there is a pennant race feeling to it, 2 good teams, great crowd, unbelievable atmosphere. Here's the little dribbler, first base line. It's going to be fielded, and the throw to first not in time. The play kind of evolved in slow motion. Perez, the catcher, I think, was under the assumption that the pitcher, Cameron, was going to come over and make the play. He didn't, or maybe Pasquantino was expected to come in from first. He anchored at first, so Perez ended up barehanding the ball. He also thought it might go foul, but he waited too long, and safe at first is Carson Kelly on a very strange infield single.
Yeah, this ball's chopped right off the front edge of home plate and then just bounces up and then just trickles. But it lands in the grass, and the grass kind of deadens the ball. The issue was Cameron, being a left-handed pitcher, really doesn't have the ability to kind of grab that ball and get anything on a throwing to first. That's why Perez had to make the play, and Kelly just ended up beating the play out.
Let's see if Ian Happ can get a hold of one right now. Ian fouled out to the catcher his first time. He lays off. Ian batting right-handed, took a high fastball, 2-0. This might be the one to hit right here.
Yeah, this is where I would be sitting for something hard inside to look to try to drive this ball to the left field bleachers.
Happ taking inside. Would you green light him here, Ron?
Yes, I would. Ian is not a guy, though, that swings very often with 3-0. Very, very seldom have I seen him swing on 3-0.
Here's the pitch to Ian. He takes a strike. And now it's 3-1.
Taking all the way. It has a fastball right down the middle.
Cubs 4, Kansas City 1, bottom of the 3rd. The pitch to Happ. Cracked on the ground, base hit up the middle. Stopping at second is Kelly. Back-to-back singles after 2 were out. Cubs with a scoring chance. Here comes Dansby Swanson to the plate.
And Dansby singled in his first at-bat, hit a bullet to left. And see if Dansby can get something on the inner half. When a pitcher's strength is to throw inside the righties, that plays right into Dansby's wheelhouse. So we'll see if Dansby gets something good he can turn on and do some damage.
Swanson scored a run after his single in the 2nd inning. 2 outs, 2 on. Cubs lead by 3, inning number 3. This big crowd ready to cut loose. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Kansas City, a team 4 games below 500. They play in the American League Central, where Detroit is going to win the division. This pitch is in there for a strike, 0-2, but Kansas City, Cleveland, and Minnesota all are within 4 games of the 500 mark, so certainly they are at least wild card contenders at this point. Here comes the 0-2 to Dansby. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Cubs don't score, leave a pair. We go to the 4th. Cubs 4, Royals 1 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network. Experience design you feel in every detail, and technology as innovative.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
His 20th. Pirates lead the Tigers 3-0, top of the 8th. Brian Reynolds 2-run single. Padres on top of the Marlins 2-1. They are in the last of the 8th. The Reds and Nationals in a slugfest. Washington on top 8-6, top of the 6th inning. Dalen Lyle with a bases clearing triple. Red Sox and Phillies tied at 2 in the last of the 8th. Blue Jays 4, Yankees 1. They're in the 6th inning.
Bobby Witt Jr. leads off the Royals' 4th inning, Zach, and takes a strike. What else you got?
Bo Bichette with a 2-run double for Toronto. The Angels on top of the Mets 4-2. They are in the middle of the 6th inning. The Giants and Braves going at it in Atlanta. Braves up 8-2 in the 4th.
Witt takes strike 2 from Ben Brown.
The White Sox lead the Rays 6-0, last of the 4th. Brooks Baldwin, a 3-run home run. After 3, the Rangers won, A's 0. Bottom of the 1st, Cardinals and Rockies scoreless in Denver. As for Milwaukee, the Brewers are in Seattle later on this evening. Brandon Woodruff will be on the hill.
Witt fouls it back, 0-2.
Woodruff going for the Brewers. George Kirby will be on the mound for Seattle. Pat?
Very good, Zach. Thank you. Here it's 4-1 Cubs. All of the scoring in the 2nd inning. The Royals got their run on a homer by Jack Caglione. Witt takes low and away. Carson Kelly tied the game with a solo home run for the Cubs in the bottom of the 2nd. And then later, the big blow in the ball game. A 3-run homer by Matt Shaw in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The 1-2, Witt pops it up foul. Is it going to stay on the field of play? Over to take a look as Bush. Nope, it's back out of play. Lights have been on. Starting to have some effect, but not even close to the twilight hour just yet. It is starting to get darker a little bit earlier by the day. The 1-2, Witt fouls it off and stays alive.
Yeah, I like it when it stays light for a long time. It's Wrigley, nothing like Wrigley Field with these games where it stays light for quite a while.
And the 1-2 to Witt. Swing and a miss. He got him on a bender. He made some good pitches to Bobby Witt. 1 away. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are brought to you by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 1 away, nobody on. Vinny Pasquantino, the batter.
Well, you said make some good pitches. He really did. The sequence was great. High fastballs just up out of the zone. Witt was swinging at him, fouled him off, and then got him out with the low knuckle curveball. And that was out of the zone.
Well, Ron, the trading deadline is looming. Today is the 21st, so 10 days from today. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball is inside. Now, as a player, was that a distraction? Because I would have thought you, being on some of the teams you were on, would have been a coveted player by several teams. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball left side, glove by Shaw. The third baseman throws to first in time, and that's out number 2. Cubs lead by 3, but was it a distraction in those days leading up to the deadline?
I don't know about a distraction, but you were aware, there's no doubt, and you knew the teams that needed a player of somebody that what you brought to the table was going to fit them, and they were a playoff team. So I knew that. It was one year, the Cubs were looking to have me come over from Minnesota, and I was excited about that. It did not work, but yeah, and I was traded at the deadline. That's how I got to the big leagues. I was a guy traded right at the deadline for Tapani, who ended up being my teammate here, and Mark Guthrie.
Michael Garcia with a count of 1-1.
But you're aware. You could say, well, you come to the park and you do, and you play the game just the way you always would. But you're a human. It's hard not. You're a human being. It's hard not to be aware of those things.
Line drive, base hit to right by Garcia. It's a 2-out single, a man at first, and the batter now is Salvador Perez.
And if you're on a last-place team and the first-place team is looking at you, it's kind of exciting, to be honest.
Well, sure it is. Sure, that would be a step up in your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your career. Ben Brown, thinking of the trading deadline, he was acquired by the Cubs in a trade involving David Robertson a few years back. High fly ball, deep left center. This is going to be trouble, and it is going to be a long home run for Salvador Perez. His 16th of the year, and all of a sudden, the Cubs' lead is down to a precarious 4-3. Perez with his 16th. I mentioned he hit 2 over the weekend in Miami. So he's on a little bit of a home run binge right now.
Yeah, this guy is some kind of player. 35 years old. He's been catching for many, many years in the big leagues, and he can still turn around some of the best fastballs in the game. That one a mid-90s heater, and I mean, he hits this ball a ton to straight left field.
He's got 58 runs batted in. 16th home run. Jack Caglione homered his first time, so all of the scoring on long balls. Chopper foul by Caglione. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
How about this, Pat? Perez is 11 home runs shy of 300. And now this is a catcher.
Quite a milestone. 2-1 pitch bounced foul. Before we go any further, we would like to give a big birthday shout-out to Linda Stewart, a lifelong Cubs fan from Highland Park. I'm not sure if Linda wants us to give the age on the birthday, but we hope you have a great time, Linda, with friends and family. She listens to every Cubs game on the radio, loves the Cubs and The Score. And Linda, bless your heart. I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday, Linda.
Caglione strikes out. The inning is over as we go to the bottom.
in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
When you can own for about the same price. Schedule your free fitting at suits2020.com.
League Leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average, hitting .350. Cal Raleigh, the home run leader, with 38. Eugenio Suarez is the RBI leader in the majors with 85. Take Cubs baseball with you wherever you go in the Chicagoland area with the Odyssey and iHeartRadio apps. Download the apps and search 670 The Score. Pat?
Very good, Zach. Michael Busch leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. This fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender. Lefty to lefty, Busch hits a fly ball to left, shallow and playable for Rave. The left-handed left fielder ranges over toward the line and makes the pick, and that's out number one, and the batter is Justin Turner.
That ball also getting blown quite away towards the foul line. So the wind's still blowing towards the left field corner.
At the top of the inning, the first out was brought to you by Xfinity, where the Wi-Fi is booming. The bats are booming tonight. Each team with a pair of home runs. Kelly and Shaw for the Cubs. Caglione and Perez for KC. There's a pitch that is outside to Turner, 1-1. And the 1-1. Poked foul, little late swing. It's now 1-2. The Royals, like every team, they've had some red-hot stretches and ice-cold stretches. In late April and May, they won 16 out of 18 in one torrid stretch. There's a drive foul off to the right out of play. But then in June, they tasted the other side of baseball, and they lost 10 out of 11, and most of those were at home, which is really agonizing to lose a lot of home games. Here's a pitch down low, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that's when it gets really tough, when you're losing at home. And it's all determined, really, for this Royals team on their offense.
Here's a liner, shallow right center, base hit for Turner. Nice, easy swing on a breaking ball. It's a one-out single for Justin Turner, and here's Matt Shaw.
Turner with a pair of knocks, takes this inside breaking ball and just inside outs it right over the second baseman's head. Alton just had to turn and look at it as it just sails over his head. So 2 hits, 2 for 2 for Turner.
Shaw has the game's big hit, a 3-run homer in the second inning. Matt takes low and in, ball 1 from Noah Cameron. Turner a short lead being held by Pasquantino. Here's a ball outside, 2-0.
Turner with his second hit. He's a designated hitter for the Cubs, and they're sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush.
That's a new copy.
I didn't notice.
Shaw lines it foul off to the left hand out of play. What was that again? Just in case I have to read it.
Yeah. So designated hitters for the Cubs. They're sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had them as a sponsor for many years. But book now, burn later, and skip the rush. Just in case you were thinking you were going to rush anywhere, partner.
That's very good writing, Ron.
Yeah,
3 balls and a strike on Matt Shaw.
That's the first thing I thought.
Did you do that writing yourself?
Oh, no. No.
The 3-1 to Matt Shaw. Hit in the air, shallow right, Ranging in is Caglione. He makes the easy catch, and that's out number 2. 2 going, a man at first. Cubs lead by a run, and the batter, Nico Horner.
I'm gathering from your comment you didn't create that.
No. What did Clint Eastwood say in the movie? A man's got to know his limitations. That applies to a lot of things in life.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I would agree.
Certainly writing would be included. Nico Horner takes a strike. Would this surprise you about Nico Horner? Of all the hitters in big league ball, he leads the major leagues in batting average with runners in scoring position, hitting .398. Here's a foul off to the right. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. And no, it would not surprise me. He's been hovering around the league leaders all season long. And he's had a really good year. He really has. And he's one of those guys that puts the ball in play a lot, uses the other side of the field, and he's very valuable player. I mean, he's one of those anchor guys that you have that, boy, you love being able to write his name in your lineup every day with offense, defense, base running.
Hustle.
Yeah, there you go.
Now the 1-2 from Cameron. And the pitch. Nico hits a little chopper right side of the mound, fielded by Cameron. Underhand feed to Pasquantino, and that ends the inning. Cubs do not score. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. At the end of 4, Cubs 4, Royals 3. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it. But as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time. It is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped. They got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's time.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you, getting set for the top half of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs with a 4-3 lead over Kansas City. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Ben Brown on the mound. And the batter is the number 7 hitter, second baseman Nick Lofton. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Brown, who works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Brown faces home plate. Now he rocks back and deals. And the first pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Missed with a fastball, clocked at 95 miles per hour. The next pitch by Brown is a ground ball up the middle and a sliding backhanded stop by Nico. But he can't make a throw. So an infield single for Nick Lofton. Horner made a backhanded sliding stop in short center, and he knew he couldn't get up in time to make a throw to first, so he tried to flip the ball behind him to the shortstop, Dansby Swanson, but it was an errant flip. So Lofton at first to lead off the top half of the 5th inning after the infield single. Cubs with a 4-3 lead over the Royals. John Rave, the batter, the Royals left fielder, left-handed hitter. Brown a long set, now a throw to first, diving back in safely, Lofton. Matt Shaw playing in at third, wide of the bag. Rave struck out swinging in the third. A long set, and now the pitch. Shows bunt, bunts it up the third base line, and it bounces foul. 0-1.
Well, Rave looking to bunt. That was more of a bunt for a base hit than it was a sacrifice. Rave only got 75 at-bats on the year, being a little under 200.
Shaw now in on the grass at third. Brown sets up high. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a miss. 0-2 as Brown zips a 97-mile-per-hour fastball past Rave.
Brownie's got a good heater tonight, as you said, 97 with the last one. He's closing in on 50 pitches, but he's got a good heater.
The pitch, bouncing ball hit to first, fielded on a high hop by Bush. Whirls, throws to second. There's one. Swanson to first, not in time. With Brown covering the bag, so Rave beats it out. But the lead man, Lofton, erased from the bases. One away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Good play by Michael. He gets a one-hopper, and this, he does the right thing. He spins, throws a strike to Dansby, but Rave, who runs well, just beats this play by quite a bit. So good hustle by Rave, but Cubs get the lead runner.
So 1 on, 1 out for Kansas City. Coombe here in the top of the fifth. A 4-3 lead over the Royals. The batter, the number 9 hitter, center fielder Kyle Isbell, hitting from the left side against the right-hander Brown, who deals. A bouncing ball hit to third over the head of Shaw and in the left field for a base hit. Took a Baltimore chop over Shaw's head. Rave stops at second, and now the Royals have men at first and second with 1 away.
Isbell gets this fastball. It's kind of up and out over the plate, and he just gets on top of this ball and just chops it right at Matt Shaw. Matty was playing in on the grass, and it just goes right over his head. There's nothing he can do about it. And that'll flip the lineup over now with 1 out for India at the plate.
Yeah, the former Red, Jonathan India, stands in. He's the Royals' designated hitter tonight, 0 for 2, right-handed batter against the right-hander Brown. Now the pitch. Low and outside, 1-0. Brown missing with a slow-moving knuckle curve. Rave at second, Isbell at first. Here's the 1-0. India swings, line drive, loop down the left field line. It drops in for a base hit. Around third, and coming home to score is Rave. The throw goes to second, sliding in safely is India with an RBI double. Tie ball game, 4-4, Cubs and Royals here in the fifth. Stopping at third base, Isbell.
Nice play by Ian as this ball's dumped down the left field line. Not hit very hard. Kind of a jam shot, but it's right down the line. Four-seam fastball inside, probably broke into his bat. But he's running right away. Right out of the box, he goes running hard. Ian gets this ball and throws a strike to second base, and the tag put on by Nico. And just a little bit late as India ends up with a double.
Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy out on the mound to have a conversation with Ben Brown. The rest of the infield joins along. Brand new ball game, 4-4 Cubs and Royals here in the top half of the fifth inning. Cubs jumped out to a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the second inning. Carson Kelly, a solo shot to tie the game at 1. And later on in the frame, Matt Shaw with a 3-run home run to put the Cubs ahead. And Salvador Perez hit a 2-run home run in the fourth to get Kansas City to within 1. And now they tie up the game on the RBI double by India. Bobby Witt Jr. stands in. All-star shortstop, one of the best players in the American League. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball, 97 miles per hour, bottom of the zone.
He had a ground ball in the first inning to Dansby at short. Dansby took one step to his left and fielded this ball. That's about as hard a hit ground ball as I've seen all season long.
The next pitch, high, 1-1.
Usually when a guy hits a ball that hard, they get it elevated because they catch it out in front pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fastball up and out over the plate that he was on top of and hooked it at short. That was an absolute rocket that Dansby fielded. I just have not seen a ground ball hit like that.
Here's the 1-1, a swing and a miss. Blazing fastball off the outside. About belt high, 1-2.
I don't think Witt is seeing the ball very well out of Brown's hand. Brownie really carved him up in the last at bat with some high fastballs and a knuckle curve out of the zone. That one was a fastball away off the plate that he swung at. Took kind of a funky swing.
Now the pitch. Witt fouls it away out of play off to the right. 1-2.
Another good fastball up and out over the plate. This would be a good time for him to spin that curveball one more time and see if he can get another punch out.
One away, 4-4 game. Royals threatening with men at second and third. Bobby Witt Jr. at the plate. Here's the 1-2 by Brown. Low and outside. Knuckle curve. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cubs have activity in their bullpen. Veteran right-hander Chris Flexen has started warming up.
Now, if this pitch was a little more, had a little more of the strike zone, Brownie pulled this ball in the left-handed batter's box, so Witt not going to chase that pitch.
The 2-2, a ground ball off the glove of Brown. Ricochets to second, and Nico Horner can't barehand it. Everyone's safe, and coming in to score the go-ahead run is Isbell. It is 5-4 Royals here in the 5th. Witt safe at first, advancing to third on the play, India.
Well, this is a good pitch, still breaking ball, and Witt just kind of, backside going one way, swing going the other, and just flicks this ball at the mound. And the play had to be made by Brownie. He's got an easy play if he just gloves this ball, but it hits off the end of his glove and then trickles towards Nico. If Brown catches this ball, they got an out at the plate.
Vinny Pasquantino at the plate. Witt goes, the throw to second, bounces into center field. India scores, and moving to third is Witt. It is now 6-4 Royals over the Cubs here in the 5th.
Now run scores. This is going to be an error on somebody. I'm not quite sure who. Kelly gets off a good strong throw, and it just looks like this throw is to the shortstop side of the bag at second, and Dansby gets to the bag and is expecting it on the inside part, and it goes to the other side.
The pitch to Pasquantino is low for a ball, 1-1. They've charged Carson Kelly with the error.
Yeah, that's a play that he's got to catch that ball. If you don't get the out, that's fine, but you got to catch that baseball. And that ball ended up, he didn't get leather on it, and it went into center field.
The pitch is inside off the glove of Kelly. It rolls to the backstop. Witt scores. It's now 7-4 Kansas City. A very odd top of the 5th here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Cubs, this is one of those innings you're going to look back at and go, my goodness, what happened? You had a base hit to start the inning, and then a force out at second, then a chopped ground ball over the third baseman Shaw's head, then a little, loop double down the line, and now a couple missed plays, and, this is one of those innings, a 4 spot now for Kansas City.
Pasquantino pops one up to short. It's caught on the dirt by Dansby Swanson. 2 away. They've credited Brown with a wild pitch that allowed Witt to score. It was an inside fastball that Kelly couldn't handle. So 2 down. Royals on top, 7-4 here in the top half of the 5th inning. A 4-run 5th so far for KC. Michael Garcia swings, bouncing ball hit to short, fielded to his left by Swanson. Throw to first in time. And that ends the top half of the 5th inning, but not before Kansas City scores 4 times to take the lead. It's the Royals on top of the Cubs, 7-4, middle 5 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Fighting with the Cubs.
During this Royal Series, the 50-50 raffle will feature a guaranteed $30,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of Wednesday's game. Getting set for the last of the 5th here at Wrigley Field, the opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Royals. Kansas City scoring 4 times in the top half of this frame to take a 7-4 lead. Cubs have Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, and Carson Kelly due up 2, 3, and 4 in the order against left-hander Noah Cameron. Here's the first pitch to Tucker. It's up high and outside for ball 1.
Cubs have been able to answer back when Kansas City has scored. They really need to do that now.
Tucker waits. The 1-0 by Cameron is off the outside, 2-0.
Nothing more frustrating for a team to give up runs that are just, when you're a really good defensive team and then you give up runs.
Pitch to Tucker is a called strike. Fastball on the inside edge, right at the bottom of the zone. 2-1. I see a spider making its way down a web that it's created right between us, Coom. Here's the pitch to Cameron. It's inside for ball 3, and it's now moving closer to you. This guy does not realize he's about to end up in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he's about to be on the concussion protocol.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, he's out. Bouncing ball, hit foul off to the right by Tucker. 3-2 the count.
Concussion protocol.
Yeah, he's officially been placed on the concussion list. I'm sorry, Mr. Spider.
I'm not.
Yikes. I don't think he saw it coming. Here comes the payoff pitch. Tucker hits a slow-moving ground ball up the middle, fielded by Witt. And he makes a running throw to first in time to get Tucker. It looked like the pitcher, Cameron, tried to wave at it and catch the ball behind it back, and then it kind of trickled past him. Witt came charging in onto the infield grass to make the play. Tucker retired, 1 down.
Yeah, that's one of those swings where Tuck waited a long time and then thought, I'm swinging. Too late. And it broke his bat and just a little soft liner past the pitcher. And Witt actually made a really nice play because Tuck was flying down the line.
Seiya Suzuki fouls a cutter out of play off to the right. 0-1.
I don't know who's had a worse inning, that last bat or the Spider. What do you think?
I think the Spider.
Spider struggling a little more?
Yes.
Okay.
Spider is still feeling it as Suzuki looks at a ball up high, 1-1. Seiya's had a rough night at the plate, couple of strikeouts. The 1-1 delivery by Cameron. Seiya swings and misses at a slider, 1-2. The first strikeout in the first inning occurred on a pitch clock violation. And the second, he was caught looking. Now the 1-2. In the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He had 2 pitches in the second at-bat that weren't strikes that were called against him. First at-bat, he fouled the ball off his knee. It bounced off the knee between his legs. And he comes out of the box trying to, just catch his breath, kind of shake it off. And Vondrak wasn't paying attention that he got hit with the ball.
Pulled foul on the ground to the left.
Called him out. That he wasn't in the box. And Counts came out and was yelling at Vondrak. And I don't think Vondrak still now understands what he did. And it's just a very bad, just not paying attention. That's all there's to it.
Seiya waits for the 2-2. It's outside. Full count. I can't imagine what would have happened if
you could.
You were Seiya. Well, I can't, but I don't want to describe it on the radio.
I'd be having a Yingling in the clubhouse right now.
You would not have remained in the game.
No.
Here's the 3-2. Seiya swings. Bouncing ball hit on the left side. Fielded by Garcia. His throw across in time to get a hustling Suzuki 2 away.
Yeah, no, that would have been a frustrating at bat. Because you got, it is what it is, and everybody has mistakes and makes them, and I think Pat brought up a good point too. Sometimes there's that language barrier too between Seiya and the umpires, and that's part of the, not really a problem, but that's part of it. Unfortunately for Seiya, but it wouldn't stop your frustration, that's for sure.
Carson Kelly digs in, right-handed hitter, and he looks at a ball low from Cameron, 1-0. Kelly, 2 for 2 today. A home run, that tied up the game at the time at 1 in the second, and a single. Here's the pitch. Foul back off the screen. 1-1 the count on Kelly. The Royals with a 7-4 lead with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kansas City scoring 4 times in the top half of the frame. Weird stuff happened in that top half of the 5th as Kansas City took the lead. Now the 1-1. Kelly looks at a strike on the outside corner, a breaking ball that just clipped the edge. 1-2. Now the wind blowing straight in, but lightly. Cameron is ready. Kicks and delivers. Kelly swings and hits one on the ground to third, fielded behind the back by Garcia. Strong throw across in time. Cubs go down in order here in the 5th. We head to inning number 6. It's the Royals 7 and the Cubs 4 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on the Score.
Invesco.
Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Hey Cubs fans, Pat Hughes here. It's shaping up to be an historic season. To start making history with your business in Bedford Park, visit villageofbedfordpark.com.
A reminder that all opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. We're getting set for the top half of the 6th inning here at Wrigley Field. It's the Royals on top of the Cubs, 7-4 here in the opener of a 3-game set. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Chris Flexen finishes his warm-ups, and we are just about set for action here in the top of the 6th. Each team with 7 knocks. The Royals lead by a score of 7-4. We're at the very end of the twilight hour. I would say in about 5 or 10 minutes, the lights will take full effect here at Wrigley. 75 degrees at game time, and it feels right about that same area now. Let's see if Flexen can put a 0 on the board and keep the Cubs within range. Breeze still blowing toward left. And whenever that is the case, the game can turn around quickly. Cubs had a 4-1 lead at one time. Royals came storming back with 2 in the 4th and then 4 in the 5th inning. And they've got a 7-4 advantage. Salvador Perez with a big 2-run homer his last time as he swings and misses. And the count is 1-2. Perez has flied to right and homered to left. Big, strong right-handed batter swings and fouls it at the plate, and it's still 1-2. This date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park.
And I was in Bedford Park over the All-Star break. I grew up right next Area right over from Bedford Park. They said to say hi to you, Pat.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Ernie Banks is in the baseball history notes. He hit home run number 511, tying Mel Ott as the Cubs beat the Mets here at Wrigley. 1971, the great Ernie Banks. Fly ball to center, caught by Suzuki. And Perez is out number 1. Royals on top 7-4, and the batter is Jack Caglione. Kerry Wood outdueled Greg Maddux on this date in their first ever matchup. 3-0. As I recall, that was a night game down in Atlanta at Turner Field. Kerry Wood struck out 11 and beat Maddux and the Braves. Fly ball to left center, well hit, trouble, back toward the wall of Suzuki. Makes the catch. Up against the vines in deep left center. When that ball left his bat, Ron, I thought it might leave the yard.
It had that sound, and it came off the bat hot. It's a high fastball. This ball is well up out of the zone. And this ball's hit very hard, but Suzuki gets a great jump. And the key is getting to that wall early enough to where you can navigate, the ivy and not slamming into the brick wall and the ivy. But a very nice play by Suzuki to get the second out.
Nick Lofton, the batter. He'll take a strike from Chris Flexen. Joe Torre of the Mets in 1975 on this date grounded into 4 double plays in one game. We've mentioned that before. Felix Millan was hitting right in front of him. Felix had 4 singles, and Joe said it was Felix's fault. He kept getting base hits, setting up the double play.
Yeah. Well, you talk about a rally killer. Ooh.
That's a long day, though. 4 DPs, 4 swings, 8 outs. Chopper short hop beautifully by Shaw on the dead run. And he throws to first. There's the defensive play of the game. Beautiful play by Matt Shaw at third. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Kansas City 7 and the Cubs 4. Let's see if the Cubs can fight back on the Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on.
You're one of the most humble players in the league, Cancer, and you always choose to celebrate your teammates' achievements over your own. You might see their contributions as more impactful to the greater good of the team, but they also need you. Instead of shying away from compliments and cheers, listen closely to see how much the game really needs you.
To have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many webbing gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
And railing, everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Cool.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation light beer. And the Cubs down 7-4, Patrick. They need a little flight right now with some baseballs. Get back in this ballgame.
Well, we've seen a couple of big innings, one by each team. Cubs got 4 in the 2nd. Kansas City 4 in the 5th. Let's see if the Cubs can put a crooked number on the board in this bottom of the 6th inning. Lights have just about taken full effect. They will in a minute or two. Happ is 1 for 2. Noah Cameron, the starter, still in the game for the Royals. His first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Dansby Swanson on deck, and then Michael Busch. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow night for Game 2 in the series. Changeup is outside, 1-1. And the left-hander comes back. Little tapper out in front of the plate. The catcher, Perez, throws to first to get him. Perez, as big as he is, he's always been very nimble on plays like that, Ron. Very impressive.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, it's a 35-year-old big league catcher who's, been catching year after year after year. And he has made some throws. He had a couple really nice blocks already on pitches in the dirt, and now comes out from behind home plate, makes an excellent play.
Cameron now has set down 6 in a row. Cubs need somebody to get on to try to get this momentum turned around. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Here's a swing and a foul off to the right out of play. Some games, Ron, you feel like all you have to do is just show up and take your swings, and you're going to put 8 runs on the board. Others, not so easy.
Yeah.
Now the 0-2, swing and a miss, and Swanson is out number 2.
Good little backdoor hook to Dansby to get the punch out.
7 straight batters set down by Cameron, who appears to be getting more and more confidence as this game moves along.
Yeah, well, you know what's happened, Pat, is his location has been better as the game's progressed. He's got good stuff. He uses all his pitches, but his location, he's staying out of that sweet spot of the right-handed hitter that he was throwing into early in the ball game in that 4-run second.
The next pitch swung on and missed by Michael Busch. 1 ball and 1 strike. .96 is the pitch count, so you know that Cameron is nearing the end of his night. This will probably be his final inning, I would guess. And the Cubs are ready for him to leave the game.
Yeah.
2 down, nobody on. Cubs trail 7-4.
This year he has had 2 games where he's thrown over 100 pitches. 2 starts ago against Pittsburgh, he threw 109 pitches in that game. But I would think today this is probably his last inning.
Here comes the 3-1. Line foul, deep to left and back out of play. 3-2. Cubs will play 3 against the Royals. Night game tomorrow, day game Wednesday. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. And then a day off Thursday, and the Cubs play the White Sox on the south side all weekend long, starting on Friday. And the White Sox suddenly playing some good ball. Leading Tampa tonight. Swinging a foul back. They swept the Pirates over the weekend in PNC Park. I think I read that that's the first White Sox sweep of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's not always who you play, but when do you play them? The payoff. Strike 3 called. Cubs do nothing in the 6th inning. We move to the 7th. It's the Royals 7 and the Cubs 4. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Chris Flexen out to work his second inning in relief. 7-4 Royals. And now I'm looking at those flags. Wind starting to blow toward left and left center. This ball game is far from over. A lot of action could take place between now and the final play of this game. John Rave will lead off the 7th inning for KC. Left-handed batting left fielder, takes down low for ball 1. We have to name a hardest working player of the game. Brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. I know I've heard you say that many times, Ron.
You were Bosching really well right there.
2 balls and no strikes on John Rave. And the pitch to John is taken high. This would be a great name for an actor, wouldn't it? Rave?
Yeah.
What kind of reviews did you get? Here's the pitch in there for a strike, and they count 3-1.
Well, you know, I'm Johnny Rave.
Rave waiting for the 3-1 pitch from Flexen. Fouled back over our heads and back out of play. Milwaukee and Seattle, they'll start within the half hour in the Pacific Northwest. And the payoff to Rave. Drill to deep right center. Trouble. This is going to leave the yard. Long gone. Rave with a home run. The Royals get their 3rd homer of the game, and they lead 8-4 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, this ball well struck by Rave. He gets pitched down and in, and he hammers this ball to right field.
For Rave, his 3rd of the year. You get the feeling the Cubs are going to have to hit probably multiple home runs themselves to win this ball game. Kyle Isbell will take a strike. And that's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
No, not at all. Absolutely.
Here's a dribbler toward third, twisting foul.
As I'm looking, one of the great Cub fans and a friend of our booth who's been in here many times, he was singing 7th inning stretch. Jim Bellucci is here tonight, so he is singing the stretch here at the end of this inning. He is such a nice guy. He has been a long-time Cub fan in Chicagoan. Great, great guy.
Huge Cubs fan is right. Here's a line drive base hit to right center. Single for Kyle Isbell. Back-to-back hits here in the inning for KC. They are now out-hitting the Cubs 9-7. And the batter is Jonathan India.
Yeah, it's been one of them nights for Kansas City. They've done a good job. They've had their ups and downs with the offensive side of the game, but not tonight. They have swung the bat exceptionally well tonight.
Throw to first, not in time. Bush had to step into the field to backhand that low throw. It almost got away from him. Infielders looking for a ground ball. India, the former Cincinnati Red, showing bunt, pulls the bat back and takes low. India hitting in the 240s, 246. Long dark hair flowing out the back of his powder blue helmet. And now the 1-0 pitch to India, bunted back toward the mound. Throw goes to second in time there. India tried to bunt for a base hit, and the bunt went right back to the mound, and a good play by Flexen to get the lead runner on the 1-4 putout at second base.
Kind of an odd play. Now he's looking to sacrifice bunt here, and he just bunts this ball on 2 hops right back to Flexen, and Flexen does an excellent job, as you said, Pat. He gets this ball, and he's really kind of set up to throw to first, but kind of throws a fastball across his body right to Nico at second.
Bobby Witt Jr. fouls it away with a 4-run lead. I was kind of surprised to see the bunt myself.
Same. And, you know, here's the thing. If you get the bunt down, are we going to pitch to Bobby Witt, right? I mean, so you're going to leave a base open. You're not going to let their best player do any more damage, right? And so I didn't quite understand it. I'm guessing that was done by Indy on his own.
Swing and a miss by Witt. Yeah, it had kind of that look that he was trying to bunt for a hit. Sometimes the guy is almost running before he bunts the ball. He just is kind of moving toward first. When they lay down a sacrifice, it's more of a stationary stance. At least it appears that way to me. Yeah. You're kind of just making sure you get the ball out into fair territory. And
I think it was one of those things for India where he's scuffling a little bit offensively, and he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do. Right-hander on the mound, so you just go into here, I'll bunt. Maybe not the best play in the world to do at the time.
Foul drive off to the right, out of play. Bobby Witt Jr. has gone 1 for 3, drove in a run with an infield single back in the 5th inning. That was the big inning. Kansas City turned the game around by scoring 4 in the top of the 5th. They turned a 4-3 deficit into a 7-4 lead. And they've added a run here in the 7th inning on the homer by John Rave. Big crowd quiet at Wrigley. Flexen set for the 0-2 to Bobby Witt Jr. And it's taken high. Toronto beat the Yankees 4-1. Toronto has won 11 straight home games, a franchise record. Here's a fly ball to right. Toward the sidewall is Tucker. Is he going to have a play? He jumps up and makes a great catch and gets the ball back in. What a play by Tucker. He went right to the sidewall, jumped before the ball could hit the sidewall. Just an excellent play.
Now the key is getting to that sidewall in time to where you can kind of get your leap. And then he slams right into the wall. Left shoulder back, bangs into the wall, but he holds on to the baseball. Very nice play by Tuck.
Here's a deep drive to right. This ball is down the line. The only question is fair or foul. It's a foul ball off the bat of Vinny Pasquantino. And that's a loud strike one.
That ball well struck. It's, and you think that ball's hit right into the teeth of the wind as the wind is blowing towards the left field corner. And just hooked foul.
Royals lead 8-4. 2 down in the inning, a man at first. Down low to Pasquantino, the count 1-1. Pasquantino, nothing for 3. He's the only Royal, in fact, without a base hit in this game. Fouled at the plate, 1-2.
Yeah, catch of the game tonight. That's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Iowa State Fair is back August 7th through the 17th. Come home to the fair and visit iowastatefair.com. Fair, sweet fair.
Sounds like you'd like to go. Here's a swing and a foul at the plate, 1-2.
Yeah, it says the Iowa State Fair is back, Mr. Hughes. Yeah, I just had my couple days off, but, if you're feeling like you need a little time.
Well, we do get kind of busy with baseball games. But that's nice of you to offer on their behalf to me.
Yeah. You always say, make me an offer. There you go.
1-2 on Pasquantino. Flexen trying to end this inning.
to be a judge for they have the animal contests, pigs and all that.
I wish you'd have said that earlier. I would have considered more strongly. Here's a pitch down low in the count now 2-2. Now you've talked about stories of the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh, that's fun.
Many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They did a booming business, we understand, in hand sanitizer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to second base, fielded by Horner, throws to first in time to end the inning. The Royals get a run on the homer by Rave. It's 8-4 Kansas City here in the seventh. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. And now Jim and Jameson Belushi all set to sing Take Me Out to the Ballgame.
Comedian and Chicago native Jim Belushi, along with his daughter Jameson.
What a beautiful night in the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. This is for you, Harry. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the Cubbies. They don't win, it's a shame. Sure, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's score some runs.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long.
Time-saving haircuts at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
John Schreiber is the new pitcher for Kansas City. Big, strong right-hander. Facing Justin Turner. Turner trying to crank up a Cubs rally. Takes inside for ball 1. As soon as Justin bats, we'll pass along a station ID break. Turner is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. Right now, he just wants to get on base. The big right-hander brings it. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Schreiber making his 44th appearance. He's done a good job. 2 wins, 2 losses. An ERA of just over 3. And the 1-1. Fastball is outside. He is averaging better than a strikeout per inning. And just after the first few deliveries, you can see he is a hard thrower. Schreiber in relief of Cameron. The next pitch swung on and missed. 2-2. Schreiber backs off the rubber, picks up the rosin bag. This big crowd ready to make some noise. Cubs did all of their scoring in the second inning. Carson Kelly with a solo home run and Matt Shaw a 3-run homer. Here's a pitch low, and it's 3-2. Cubs then had a couple of hits in the third inning and couldn't score. And right now, they have not had a man reach since the 4th inning. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air to right. Going back is Caglione on the track, makes the catch. And that's out number 1. Turner gave it a pretty good ride to the opposite field, but it's out number 1, and the batter is Matt Shaw.
Ball well struck to right field, but you know, as we were talking about, that wind blowing towards the left field corner, ball right into the teeth of the wind.
Ten straight Cub batters have been retired. And Matt Shaw will try to get on as he takes a strike. Milwaukee and Seattle underway. No score. They're in the 2nd inning in the Pacific Northwest. Breaking ball is a strike, 0-2. Let's see if Shaw can get on somehow. He checks and takes outside. No swing. Schreiber, a big man, kind of delivers at 3/4, not straight over the top. I could see how that would be a little bit on the intimidating side to a right-handed batter.
Well, and on top of it, you saw Cameron from the left side right over the top. So the righties had a good look at Cameron's pitch. Now you're getting a 3/4 delivery right-hander, and he's cutting the ball from behind your back is where the release point is.
And he works over on the third base side of the rubber as well. It's 2-2. Shaw's homer earlier, his 4th of the year. Here's a big bouncer to a charging second baseman Lofton. Easy play, throws to first in time. 2 down.
That's that cross-fired fastball you were just talking about, and it's tough to stay in there, and Shaw just kind of flicks at it. It's a little easy 2-hopper right to Lofton.
There is Nico Horner. Let's see if he can get on. Wind's still blowing. It's not blowing hard, but any ball in the air to left or left center will get some carry as Horner takes strike 1. Nico has struck out and bounced out twice. Here comes the 0-1 from Schreiber, way outside. Schreiber landed a bit awkwardly. Nico waiting for the 1-1 from the big right-hander. And he takes outside. 2 balls and a strike. Kansas City trying to get to within 3 games of the 500 mark. Cubs were trying to win their 60th against 40 losses and still trying. Here's a drive to center. Isbell is right there. Makes the catch. Cubs go quietly. 1, 2, 3. It's on to inning number 8. Royals 8, Cubs 4. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results. But he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
With these designs, I wanted to bring out the Old English letter font, but add a twist to it. This is one I've developed over the years and used on a lot of tattoos. You could tell a sign painter or a lettering person by their numbers. That reveals a lot about them. It's an honor to design for the Dodgers. It's almost gone beyond sports, even into fashion. People wear LA caps all over the world.
Work on Garcia, Perez, and Caglione after we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Flexen's first pitch to Garcia is in there for a strike. So Milwaukee's 10-game winning streak is on the line. No score, Milwaukee at Seattle. Top of inning number 3. Milwaukee finished 6-0 against the defending world champion Dodgers. Here's a liner to left down the line. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Bouncing against the sidewall. Happ gets it back in. It's a leadoff double. Nice, easy swing for Garcia. He was actually out in front, slightly fooled, it looked like, Ron, but kept the bat in a hitting area and got the job done.
Now, there's, first of all, for KC tonight, everything they're doing is working out for them. Flexen makes a good pitch with a breaking ball. It's down and away. But Garcia, the one main key you have to do as a hitter is track the ball with your eyes to the barrel. If you do, you have a chance, and that is the perfect example. Not the best swing, but he tracked the ball right to the barrel of the bat with his eyes, and he ends up hooking a double.
First pitch outside for a ball to Salvador Perez. He belted a 2-run homer back in the 4th, his 16th of the year. Flexen to Perez, bluffing a pickoff throw as Flexen to second, no throw.
Stolen bases tonight and every night are powered by Atturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Atturo.com.
Ron, you were talking about tracking the pitch all the way until you see it's in a hittable area. Some guys are better at it than others. Do some guys start their swing and then their head moves a little bit and you don't see the ball quite as clearly at that point?
Absolutely. There's some things that you do to practice.
Deep drive to left center, trouble. Back is Suzuki. It's another home run for Salvador Perez, his second of the game, his 17th of the year. And he continues to move up on the all-time Major League Baseball home run list for catchers. What a talent he is.
Boy, and he just squares this ball up and blasts it into the bleachers in left center. He is now 10 home runs shy of 300 for a catcher, and that is a big number. And this pitch is not in a bad location. It's down and away, but he just covers it, and he hits it with some thunder.
And that is going to send some of the fans to the exits. Royals on top by 6 here in the top of inning number 8. Jack Caglione will take outside. Four home runs for the Royals, 2 by Perez, 1 each for Caglione and Rave. First out in the inning is going to be brought to you by Xfinity, where the Wi-Fi is booming. There is a strike to Caglione, and the count now 2-1. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Here's a ball outside, 3-1. The actual figure tonight, 38,117. And I believe, Ron, that was close to your guess.
Okay.
And it surprised me because all of the crowds against Boston were over 40,000. And I thought, well, there's no way there's only 38,000 here tonight. But you were right. 3-2 pitch on the way is down low, and that's ball 4.
Monday night, just a little less than the full capacity we had in the weekend.
But you are the winner. You were off by only 117 in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Nick Lofton, right-handed batting second baseman, steps in.
And tough play of the game tonight. That's sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough.
Here's a liner into right center, a base hit. Rounding second, going to third, Caglione. The throw into the cutoff man, Swanson. Still nobody out in the inning. 2 runs in, and now men at first and third. And it's going to bring up John Rave. Tommy Hodovy, the pitching coach, will head to the mound. I mentioned earlier, Ron, Kansas City came into the game with a losing record, but not by a wide margin. They were 48-52, similar to Cleveland and Minnesota. We just saw Minnesota on a recent road trip, and they gave the Cubs all they could handle, winning 2 out of 3. Whenever you're that close to 500, you're not a bad ball club.
Right.
You're just not quite as good as the elite teams, but you're capable of winning games and winning series anytime you start a series.
Yeah, man, Kansas City's got some really good players, and then they've got some good pitching. And the Cubs saw some of that. The Cubs scored a 4 spot in the second, but then Cameron really settled down, and as you'd said, he had, 8 or 9 guys in a row he had set down, and he had settled into the game, and Kansas City has banged the ball around the yard. What do they have now? 12 hits in a game, and that has been their weakness, is the offense, and that has not been the case tonight.
KC on top 10-4. Still nobody out in the inning. Cubs keep the infield back. Runners take their leads at first and third. John Rave will take a strike, and it's 1-1. Game number 100 for the Cubs. Runners take their leads. The pitch fouled away. Still plenty of baseball left. Already mentioned earlier, the Cubs and Milwaukee, they've got 8 games against each other. And the first of those 8 will be next week up in Wisconsin. And then 5 here at Wrigley in mid-August. Here's another base hit right over the head of the second base umpire, Tom Hanahan. It drives in another run, and the Royals now have broken it wide open. It's 11-4.
And they just keep banging the ball. I mean, they're hitting some line drives. They've hit some home runs tonight. So he said Perez with 2. It's a hanging breaking ball up and out over the plate. Rave just hammers this ball back through the middle. Hey, you're talking about that five-game series and then 3 more. That very well, that 2-series stretch with Milwaukee could dictate the season for either team.
Absolutely. Certainly the division race. Yep. Unless, of course, they split the 8 right down the middle, which is a certain possibility. Looper shallow left. That might be trouble. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Everything landing in fair territory with no Cub defense around right now. The bases are loaded. Isbell gets a single. Lofton Had to hold up thinking the ball might be caught by the left fielder Happ, but he was a good 25 feet away from it when it hit the ground.
Yeah, Flexen, to be honest with you, he really hasn't made that many bad pitches. He's thrown a couple balls in the middle of the plate, but, he's had some choppers, some loopers, that one just a little bad handle shot. Just makes it, some nights just aren't your night, and that's just the way it is in our game.
Jonathan India will take a strike. Kansas City, a team with the exact same record at home as they do on the road, which is very unusual. Most teams play better at home than they do for road games, but they were 24-26 both at home and on the road before this series started. Infield back, bags loaded. Royals on top 11-4. The pitch. Bouncing ball to third, short hop nicely by Shaw. Comes home and they get the out there. Beautiful play by Shaw. His second brilliant short hop pickup run in tonight's game.
He really has. He has made some excellent plays. The ball to his left with that same in-between hop where he comes crashing in. And he does an excellent job of running and being able to snare that in-between hop. I mean, that's just great eye-hand coordination to be able to make that play. And then throws a strike home to cut down at least the run right now. And that's important. You never know what's going to happen. There's still two chances offensively.
Bobby Witt Jr., the batter. Here's the pitch on the way to Bobby. Bouncer to short. Swanson goes to second for one. Horner to first. Not in time. A run scores. Witt has excellent speed, and he beats the relay throw. Witt gets his 56th run batted in, and it is 12-4. Let me ask you this, Ryan, getting back to the short hop pickups by Matt Shaw. They're very impressive. And the higher the bounce is, the more impressive it is to make a short hop pickup because you're moving. You're not exactly sure exactly how the ball is going to bounce up. You put your glove in the area where you think it's going to be. The question I would have is, can a guy hitting practice balls, a fungo hitter, can he simulate a ball that is hit in a ball game in practice?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the way you do that, to make sure you get the right spin on the ball, that second hop is usually
that's what I'm talking
top
about.
Spin. Right. I knew exactly what you mean.
Swinging a pop-up foul down the left field line, and this ball is out of play.
And I'll tell you, and you'll recognize what I'm talking on as soon as I say this, when you see the fungo hitters at home plate, and they do this to both sides of the field, a coach will flip the ball at the fungo hitter, and then the fungo hitter will hit the ball off the flip. What that does is it creates that top spin that you're looking for. And that's where you get that second hop and you can practice it. If you throw the ball up to yourself and hit it, you come down on the ball and you hit it with backspin. So the ball backspins first, then hops the second time, and it just kind of stays down. You don't get that second top spinned hop if you're hitting fungos by yourself, just throwing them up. That's how they practice that.
Vinny Pasquantino hits a liner, caught by the first baseman Bush, and that ends the inning. I believe he caught it on the fly. But the Royals break the game open with a big rally in this eighth inning.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
Base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Tag team bits and sockets with a Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Right now in Seattle, last of the third, the Brewers and the Mariners are scoreless. A whole bunch of finals on the board. Guardians double up the Orioles, 10-5. Jose Ramirez hit a 3-run home run, his 20th on the year. The Pirates a 3-0 shutout victory over the Tigers as Paul Skeens picks up his 5th win and lowers the ERA to 1.91.
Al Tucker will lead off this 8th inning, Zach, against Andrew Hoffman. Right-hander with long hair, or at least he did when he took the photograph that they have on the scoreboard right now. I look at him on the mound, and he's gotten a haircut since then.
He's lost 15 pounds.
That's heavy hair.
That's
Here's
heavy
a pitch
hair.
down low in the count, 1-1. Tucker tonight has popped out, flied to center, and bounced to short. 12-4 Royals, bottom of the 8th inning. And the pitch in there for a called strike, 1-2.
Pat, the rest of the scoreboard. Padres beat the Marlins 2-1. The Nationals a 10-8 winner over the Reds. Dalen Lyle a bases clearing triple.
Hoffman, the right-hander, fires. Tucker takes outside. What else you got, Zach?
The Phillies beat the Red Sox 3-2 in 10 on a walk-off catcher's interference.
Oh.
What an odd way to lose a ball game. Here comes the 2-2. Tucker looks at a ball downstairs.
Bo Bichette with a 2-run double. Blue Jays knock off the Yankees 4-1. It was the Mets 7, Angels 5.
So the Red Sox lost the game, you say? Here's the 3-2. It's outside. It's a base on balls to Tucker. And the crowd happy that the Cubs have somebody on with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. But they need a big rally.
And to answer your question, yes, the Red Sox, the team that lost on the walk-off catcher's interference. Phillies took the game 3-2 in 10 innings. The Braves a 9-5 winner over the Giants, Pat.
Seiya hits a high fly ball to center, playable for Isbell. Isbell makes the catch, and that's going to be out number 1. Tucker holding at first. What else, Zach?
A whole bunch of games in progress. Bottom of the 8th inning in Tampa. The White Sox lead the Rays 8-3. Miguel Farkas with a 2-run home run. The Rangers a 7-2 leader over the A's. They're in the middle of the 8th inning in Arlington. Cardinals on top of the Rockies 5-2. Top of the 7th, Wilson Contreras with his 13th home run. Astros 4, Diamondbacks 1. They're in the top of the 3rd.
Here's a base hit to right. Carson Kelly, a sharp single on the ground through the right side. Kelly with his 3rd hit of the game. And the batter is Ian Happ, Ron.
He's had a nice night. That's a little fastball away and just goes with it. Shoots the hole on the right side.
Happ has fouled out, single to center, and grounded out. Batting left-handed against Andrew Hoffman. Tucker at second, Kelly at first. First pitch to Ian is down low. Please stay tuned for the toast of the game, the naming of the toast of the game. That'll be executed by Ron Coomer and sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot, coming up in the 9th inning. And the 1-0. That bounces one to the shortstop, Witt. Long throw to first, and he gets him. Witt has a lot of skill. That was not an easy play. His balance was kind of on his heels as he made that long throw, and he got half. He got rid of the ball quickly and made a good, accurate throw.
It's a great catch on a very awkward play, as you said. And by the time he catches this ball and plants his right foot, his momentum's going at the left fielder. But his chest is facing first base and still threw the ball all the way in the air to first base to get the out. That's a very nice play.
Swanson will take a strike. Runners at second and third. 12-4 Royals. You see certain players make plays and you think you can't really teach a guy how to do that.
That's an athletic ability play right there. It's just great athletic ability.
Swanson takes the ball in the dirt.
You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand. Plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
One thing you learn as a shortstop, too, always get one out on a play. It doesn't always have to be the lead runner. It's nice if it is. Swing and a miss. But sometimes the batter is the guy you can get and the only guy you can get. Dansby with a single and a run scored back in the second. He has struck out twice since then. Let's see if he can drive in a couple of runs here. Runners take their leads at second and third. Hoffman prepares for the 1-2. Dansby takes way outside. Hoffman, a very young-looking ball player. Sometimes you see some of these kids, they could pass for a college sophomore or a college freshman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hoffman definitely qualifies for that.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ends the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to the 9th. Kansas City 12 and the Cubs 4. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Huh?
They just played the song by Paul Simon. You can call me Al. And I love that video with Chevy Chase and Paul Simon. It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, very good. Cubs with a new pitcher in the ball game. John Birdie, position player, will finish up this game.
First pitch, line to Swanson, makes the catch. And that's out number 1.
And Cubs pitching changes. They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Ruhan now at second base. Kind of figured Cubs would, Craig Counsell, try to get some other guys in the game. Ruhan now at second.
Salvador Perez having a big night. 2 long home runs. He pops one up. Shallow right. Easy play Tucker, and that's out number 2. 2 quick outs. John Birdie thinking there's nothing to this job of pitching.
Yeah. Throw under the hitting speed, and that's what happens.
2 down. Royals on top, 12-4.
There you go. Gas.
Jack Caglione swings and misses. Here's a drive to center. Going back is Suzuki. He's got it. 1, 2, 3 inning for John Birdie. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Royals 12, Cubs 4 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs.
This one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Oldest brewery in America. Official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, PA.
Car accident? Call D&W right now. Slip and fall? Call D&W right now. Any accident at all? Call D&W Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Huh?
We're just showing some fans dancing to the music between innings. And there's a little guy, probably 5 years old or so. He had that little dance number where you quickly lift up your shoulders and drop them and lift them and drop them.
He had the groove going and the fans.
Yes, he did, as far as he knew. Michael Busch will lead off the bottom of this 9th inning. That was fun. Andrew Hoffman's first pitch is ball 1 to Michael Busch.
Meet of the Order is presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com.
We'll be right back out here again tomorrow night for the middle game of this 3-game series. Starts at 7:05. Zach will have the pregame show beginning at 6:30 tomorrow night. 2-0 to Busch as a strike. Please stay tuned for Zach's post-game show. He will have scores from all around. He'll have a recap of this game, and then in his second hour...
Boy, Zach.
2-1 pitch hit deep to left, slicing toward foul territory and out of play. Foul. Zach said he would prefer to keep the time of the show down to around 45 to 50 minutes. So that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Or 30. And the 2-2. Bush takes outside, 3-2. Royals are on the brink of getting to within 3 games of 500. Cubs were 19 above before this game. Keeping tabs on that Milwaukee-Seattle game. They are in the 5th inning, 0-0 game. And the 3-2 on the way to Bush. He will take ball 4. You like to see a guy grind out the plate appearance run, no matter what the score is or how lopsided the game is. You're a professional. You're at the plate in a big league game. Let's make the most of it.
Couldn't agree more. You just play out the game. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And that's what Bushy does there. Very nice at-bat.
Justin Turner is 2 for 3. And he'll look at strike 1. Toast of the game. Brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Hoffman to Turner. That's going to be inside 1-1 run. That's your assignment. Who do you like tonight?
Well, how about Carson Kelly? He home run in the 2nd. He singled in the 3rd and then singled in the 8th. So he had 3 hits in the ball game. And how about Carson will be our toast of the game ball player by Benny's. Can't find it at Benny's? Probably not worth drinking.
Deep fly ball to left. Back goes Rave at the fence and makes the catch. Bush was almost to second. He turns around and runs back to first. I thought that ball might leave the yard off the bat of Justin Turner, but it fell about 3 feet shy.
Yeah, it just came up short, right at the wall. The ball caught right at the ivy.
Here's Matt Shaw. He had a 3-run homer back in the 2nd inning. Boy, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? Yeah. His home run gave the Cubs a fairly secure feeling, or at least as secure as a 2nd inning lead can be. It was 4-1 after his home run. Cubs led. But the Cubs have been outscored 11-0 since then. A drive down the left field line, curling foul. And out of play. Shaw, since his home run, has fly to right and bounced to second. Bush not being held by Pasquantino. Hoffman working out of the stretch. The Royals reliever ready and delivers 1-1. Swing and a miss by Shaw. Some of the fans have headed for the exits. It's always amazing how many stick around to the very end, no matter what. Here comes the 1-2 now to Shaw from Hoffman. And it's outside. I remember games here, Ron, where there were rain delays of 3 and 4 hours, and you thought, boy, there's going to be nobody here after this delay is over. Sure enough, several thousand Cub fans stayed around after the rain delay. Didn't matter what time of the year it was or where the Cubs were in the standings. Here's a fly ball down the left field line. That ball is going to fall in there for a base hit. A fair ball. It's going to be a single. Shaw with his second knock of the game. Stopping at second is Bush. And back to the top of the order. Instead of Nico Horner, Vidal Brujan is going to get a plate appearance.
Matty Shaw gets jammed by this fastball inside, but just kind of muscles it out there and over the infield. As you said, second hit of the ball game.
Let's see if Vidal can get a knock for himself here. One away, bottom of the ninth inning, runners at first and second. Brujan hitting 179. And he'll swing and miss. It's hard to keep your batting average up when you play only intermittently, or sporadically might be a better word.
Yeah, he's been with the club all year, but he's been on the injured list once and he's only got 39 at-bats.
That's hard. Yeah. Bouncing ball toward the middle, gloved by Lofton, go to Witt, over to first, double play, and that ends the ball game. 4-6-3 on the double play. And the Royals have beaten the Cubs in Game 1 by a score of 12-4. We'll be back with the totals in just a moment. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to present you signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that future you can't use? And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt